Ah. Yes. Ah. Oh là là. Oh le virage mon gars.
Paul, firstly, congratulations. You've proven you're the fastest man in this race when your team delivers you to the line. How does it feel?
Yes. It's feel very nice. We did really strong team performance today. I can thank Martin, who pulled the whole day in the headwind, and then in the end, all my other teammates to make it to a bench sprint and always keep me in the front, really safe to save the legs for the last few hundred meters. And in the end, I did a really nice sprint, so I can really thank my team, and I'm really happy to take the victory today. So for sure tomorrow it will be again. I hope it will be again a bench sprint, and we will try to go again for the victory. For sure, I'm really proud to be part of a team like this. They did a really amazing job. They are super strong, and it gives me wings again. Yeah, a lot of people on the road. It's really nice to see all the people there. It gives a lot of motivation, and for sure it's really nice to see people on the road.
A much shorter stage then, from Derby to Newark-on-Trent, just under 140 kilometres, pretty much flat, and a very altered Tour of Britain men getting underway in glorious sunshine as opposed to the torrential rain of Yorkshire. A becalmed peloton through a long neutralised rollout then, with Soudal Quick-Step very much focused on the fortunes of Paul Magnier in the red jersey in second place in the points competition. The flag dropping and an instant attack from Ineos Grenadiers' Tom Pidcock, trying to animate the race and make it hard for the other teams. Getting away initially with a group of 7 riders and setting the tone for the opening phase of racing, which featured a succession of long attacks, many of which featured Ineos Grenadiers. And for a while, Ben Swift went off the front and teased out a reaction from certain other riders. In the end, 4 riders getting across into a breakaway that did form and did start to get an advantage. Ben Swift then easing up to allow Liam O'Brien, Scott McGill and Rowan Baker from St Piran to join him. But not for long, because Ben Swift then thought better of the whole venture and waved goodbye to the breakaway, dropped back to the peloton where he would have to look after his sprinter later on. There was a crash further back involving a rider from Van Rysel-Roubaix and Louis Sutton from Great Britain. 2 crashes in successive days for the man who is in 6th place in the general classification but was able to remount. Callum Thornley then in good spirits. Trinity Racing would be riding for Bob Donaldson, the King of the Mountains, with no King of the Mountains points to attack or defend today. The real issue of the day was a very strong headwind for the first 3/4 of the race, which hampered the procession of the 3 men in the breakaway who had to battle these conditions, with Israel Premier Tech and Soudal Quick-Step controlling the pace behind and keeping them on a very tight leash. The reason for all of that was there would be a turn in direction with around about 30 kilometres to go in increasingly strong windy conditions. As the riders took that turn, they picked up a very strong tailwind, and that changed everything. The 3 riders at the front initially only had a 12-second advantage on the turn, but everybody going flat stick in the tailwind, they were proving very difficult to control. It was Rowan Baker who attacked first, and then after that Scott McGill from the Project Echelon racing team, the American team. It all came back together again, and the 19-year-old Irishman Liam O'Brien from Lidl Trek Future Racing, a time trialist by specialism, went off the front as the intermediate sprint of the day approached. With its bonus seconds available, Liam O'Brien swept up the 3 bonus seconds, irrelevant to him, but there was a ferocious battle behind for bonus seconds from those riders battling for the final podium place, and it was Q36.5 who had the first 2 riders over the line and swept up the bonus seconds. Jelte Klinsen, 10th place on GC, picking up 2 bonus seconds, and Mark Donovan picking up 1. The attacks continued thick and fast on the windy run into Newark-on-Trent. Julian Alaphilippe launching, albeit temporarily, off the front. Ineos Grenadiers then constantly trying to disrupt the race, with Remco Evenepoel for Soudal Quick-Step just marking every single move and making it very difficult for any of these gaps to grow. Ethan Hayter attacked, flicked an elbow, but found most of the other riders in that group unwilling to go with him. So he went solo, but Remco Evenepoel ran him down. Then there was an attack from Q36.5 before, on the run-in then to the last few kilometres, Soudal Quick-Step assumed total control, and something like an orderly bunch sprint on the run into Newark-on-Trent started to ensue. 5k from the finish then, Bahrain victorious were on the right-hand side of the road, but in the final kilometre, Uno X Mobility with Jonas Abrahamsen providing a lead-out for his young sprinter Erlend Blikra hit the front. A fantastic lead-out from Jonas Abrahamsen. DSM had rather fallen apart, trying to ride for Casper van Uden, but Julian Alaphilippe had the red jersey of Paul Magnier on his wheel. Ethan Vernon was a little bit further back for the Israel Premier Tech team, and he had to launch his sprint from a long way out. Julian Alaphilippe then piloting Paul Magnier past Emils Liepens, who was weakening, towards the front of the race, and then pulling away to leave the Frenchman on the wheel of the Norwegian from Uno X. Ethan Vernon then hit the front of the race and looked like he might have the race won, but Paul Magnier found a little room on the left-hand side and came searing past him to make it win number 2. The dominant sprinter led out by Julian Alaphilippe, who played his part in the race for the 4th consecutive day. What a dynamic performance from Alaphilippe, and what brilliance from Paul Magnier, the 20-year-old superstar in the making from Soudal Quick-Step. Stevie Williams continues his lead in the general classification with an unaltered 16-second advantage ahead of Oscar Onley in 2nd place. With 2 days to go, his grip on the race seems to be secure, but there is still a battle for 3rd place. Mark Donovan, though, picking up 1 second to go clear of Joe Blackmore and Tom Donenwirth on 40 seconds.